Hey guys, I realized that I've shot a few videos where I'm showing you how I'm building these workflows using Airtable, Make, OpenAI. And the first step is usually me using a webhook to connect Airtable with Make. But I have glossed over that step. I haven't gone into detail of how I've established that webhook. So in this video, it's a very short video. I just want to show how I create the webhook using Airtable, how I connect Airtable and Make using a webhook. So if that's something you're interested in, keep watching. First of all, why a webhook? I love webhooks because it instantly fires the trigger. There's no watching the record. You're not asking Make to watch a certain record at regular intervals of time. So A, it's instant, and B, it saves you money because every single time that you're asking Make to access a record and watch the record at, I don't know, 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, that's counted as an operation. So every time you're asking Make to do that, you're spending money. But with a webhook, you click a button and the action gets triggered. The workflow gets triggered. So that's why these are the two reasons I love webhooks. So just for context, if you were not using a webhook, what you would have done is you would go here and let's say you're watching records in Airtable. You're asking Make to watch a record at an interval of, I don't know, 15 minutes or once a day. That's counted as an operation. So that's what I mean. As opposed to you going to your Airtable base, clicking a button and instantly triggering a workflow. So hope that makes sense. With that said, let's start from scratch. All I have done is created 2 columns in my Airtable base. You use whatever your scenario is, but this is what I'm creating. This, for example, purposes, for illustration purposes, I have a name column, which has the name of a product, and I have key features in this column where I've added a few key features. And what I want Make to do is every time I click a button in this Airtable base, it should trigger a workflow that uses this piece of information and uses OpenAI to create a short product description for my website. So that's what we're trying to do. Very simple. All right. So name, I've given the name Keto Energy Bar. Key features, low carb, protein packed, no additives, gluten free, five ingredients only, sweetened only with dates. So that's what we have. And now what I want to do is I want to create a button. This, by the way, is the simplest way that I have found to create a webhook. There are a few other ways that you can create webhooks, but this is by far the easiest way that I have found. And it literally just takes 5 minutes. So field name can be create product copy. Let's give the label create now. All right. And now we want the URL formula. So this is where we come to Airtable. You come here, you click on webhooks, create custom webhook, right? And now you have to add a new webhook. Let's say YouTube webhook, example v1. Okay. You'll get an address, copy the address, come back to your Airtable base, quotation mark, inside the quotation mark, paste the address that you have. Okay, and then question mark, this is the formula that you have to use, question mark, record ID, close quotation mark, and record ID, and then question mark, no, equal to, and sign, and then it ends with record ID. So that's the formula. Inside the quotation mark, you have the webhook address, question mark, record underscore ID equal to, close quotation mark, and then record ID. I'll copy paste this entire formula in the description below. And all you have to do is replace the address with your custom webhook address. And that's it. And once you do that, Now you have a button, right? Let's test if this works. You come back to Make, click OK, and run this once. Come back here, create now. It says accepted. Now, if it says accepted, that means Webhook works. It's established a connection. Now, let's come back to Make, and you'll see this beautiful little green tick mark. That's always nice to see. And when you come back here, you'll see it's now got a record label. All right. So Webhook is firing properly. We've established a connection. Now, step number 2 is we want Make to get this data, right, from this row, because we want to use this information to create a product description, right? So that's the next step. You go here and then you go to Airtable, get a record. Now, I have already established my connection with Airtable, and the reason I've already done that is because this requires a token that you need to copy and paste. I don't want to show you what my token is, so I'm not going to show you how I establish my connection. But if this step is something that's unclear to you, then just Google how to use, it's called a personal access token, how to add personal access token in Make to connect Airtable and Make. But this is super straightforward. Make has an article that shows you exactly how you can come here, click the connection, create a token, and copy and paste that token over here, and that's going to connect you to Airtable. But this is a very straightforward step, so you shouldn't have any problem doing this. And so once you've done that, just select your base. My base is e-commerce testing. That's the one. Table 1, record ID. If you run that test, it should show up here. Okay. All right. Now let's test just this one module. So I like to test every single module as and when you add a new module. I'm going to just copy this record, because if I run this module only, it'll ask me for a record. So that's what we have here. Okay. And if you see a green tick mark, that means it's working quite all right. So click on this one button right over here, and you'll see this. Now what you find is Make has got the key features. Make has also got the name of the product. So we have everything we need to then feed into OpenAI's module. So far, so good. Now you come to OpenAI, create a new module, create a completion. Again, you have to obviously add your own credentials here, but I'm going to select GPT-4. Max token, let's say 200. Message. If I say, give a system message and I say, create a product description, create a short product description for my website using the name and key features I have given. Obviously, you need to play around with the prompt, make sure your prompt is perfect, but this is just for illustration purpose. If I do that and then I just add a user role as well, and in the user, if I add name and key features from Airtable base that you've seen that, Make has this information. If you just do that much and you click OK, then we can now run the scenario once and see if it works. Click here, come here, create now, Webhook accepted, and let's see if it works properly. This is done, and OpenAI has also completed this step. And if you click here, you'll see the result. It's given me a short product description that can go on my website. Introducing our keto energy bar, delicious low carb snack specifically crafted for the keto conscious. Each bar is protein packed, making it a perfect post-workout or on-the-go snack. Proudly free from additives and gluten, this all natural energy solution is made only with 5 simple ingredients. Plus, it's naturally sweetened with dates, offering a guilt-free indulgence. I think I wouldn't use this description. I think it sounds like it's created by AI, but this is where you need to do a bit of prompt engineering and just make sure that it just sounds a lot more engaging and doesn't sound like a machine has created it. This just uses a lot of flowery language. So I'm not going to get into prompt engineering here, but this is why you need to have some skills, or you need to learn how you can tweak a prompt so that it reads a lot better than that. Anyway, you've got your output using OpenAI, and the next step is you want to take that output and you want to feed that back into, let's say, a column here. So let's create a column, a long text one. Let's call this product copy. Create field. Okay. Now we'll come here, add another Airtable module. Airtable. You're updating a record now. My base is e-commerce testing. Table 1. Record ID. And all I need to add here is the product copy, and product copy is the output that you just generated from OpenAI. That is it. And if you just do OK. Now let's run this entire module once and see if it works. Create now. That's done. That's done. Looks like the entire workflow is complete. You come back here and there you have it. You have your product copy right here. Okay, cool. So this is a very simple example. I love it because especially if I'm working on client projects, I love it that all I need to do is give clients access to the Airtable base. Clients don't have to mess around with Make. They can just have access to the Airtable base, make whatever changes that they want to make, click a button, and boom, they have whatever they need. I hope this was helpful. And yeah, thank you very much for all my recent followers in this very new YouTube channel. Thanks and have a nice day.